You want to know how fast your whole life can turn upside down? Picture this: sunset by the lake, the water all gold and glassy, and suddenly, there's red and blue flashing everywhere. A cop yelling at my wife to step away from her own damn gate. Yeah, that happened. Laura's holding a screwdriver, face gone white, standing next to this lady with sunglasses so big she could block out the moon, screaming into her phone. She's breaking in. This is HOA property. I'm telling you, for a second, it felt like some fever dream. But it was real, and it got a whole lot worse before it got better. Let me back up a sec. My name's Kevin. My wife is Laura. A couple years back, we bought ourselves a rundown cabin on Whispering Pines Lake. I mean, you'd wake up to birds instead of traffic, frogs instead of car alarms, wind whispering through the pines like it had secrets just for you. For a while, it was perfect. Laura called it her dream come true. Then we met Lorraine, aka HOA Karen, and suddenly it felt like we'd moved into a reality show called Survive the Neighborhood. The first time Lorraine showed up, she didn't bother with welcome or nice to meet you. Nope, she came storming up our driveway, binder in hand, barking, "You can't park there." I was just unloading some wood to fix up our porch. Nothing fancy, just trying to keep the place standing. She starts quoting Rule 12, Section C, about needing written HOA approval. I told her, "Lady, it's my porch. It's falling apart." She just sniffed, said, "Still needs approval." Thought maybe she just cared too much about the rules. Spoiler alert, she cared more about control that we tried to play nice. Baked cookies, painted the community dock, even sat through those endless HOA meetings. But Lorraine? She'd already made up her mind. Outsiders, rule breakers, that's all we'd ever be to her. It got weird after we put a keypad lock on our gate to keep out raccoons, maybe nosy neighbors. A few days later, someone tried to jimmy it open. We swapped it out, added a camera, thought that'd be the end of it. But living next to a Karen is like living in a thriller. Every chapter, new twist. Next thing we know, we're getting letters about flag sizes, fines for excessive dog barking. Mind you, Duke's an old golden retriever who snores more than he barks. One night, we catch Lorraine at our fence with bolt cutters. She bolted, cartoon style, and we had it on camera but didn't report her. We just wanted peace. Laura figured one more new lock, something Lorraine couldn't break, and maybe, just maybe, it would all stop. That's what she was doing that night, alone, while I was in town. Lorraine must have been waiting for her moment because 10 minutes in, she screeched up in her golf cart, binder swinging like a judge's gavel. She accused Laura of tampering with community property. My wife, always polite, tried to reason with her, but Lorraine's yelling turned into a 911 call, and boom. 8 minutes later, cops at our gate, guns and all that. I get a call from Laura, voice shaky. "Kevin, they're here." I break every speed limit back. By the time I show up, Lorraine's convinced the cops Laura's a squatter. You know what I mean? My wife, the woman I built a life with, standing there like a criminal. My heart's pounding, but I remember, property map. I show the officer the boundaries right on my phone, clear as day. Our land, our gate, no community access. The officer checks my ID, looks at the map, and suddenly Lorraine's not so smug. He tells her she's trespassing if she keeps it up. Lorraine loses it, storms off vowing lawsuits, leaving us in the wreckage of her tantrum. The cop's sympathetic, says these HOA messes happen more than folks admit. But Laura's hands won't stop shaking. She thought she was going to jail for changing a lock. The next day, we get a $500 a day fine notice from the HOA, still claiming our gate is community property. Laura just laughs, but it's that tired, bitter kind. I call Rick, my friend who does real estate law, and ask him to dig into the HOA's paperwork. While we're waiting, the neighbors start acting weird. Old Mr. Whitmore won't wave. Another family crosses the road to avoid us. Someone even asks us by mail to keep the drama down. It's like the whole lake's turning on us. And then, things get ugly. Middle of the night, someone's at our gate with bolt cutters, 2 shadows, a getaway truck. I scare them off, but not before I get half a license plate. Call the sheriff. This isn't HOA drama anymore. It's criminal. Next morning, Rick calls, tells me Lorraine's not even the real HOA president. Her term ended 2 years back. All those fines, all those notices, fake as her board votes. She's a fraud, running a one-woman shakedown. Then, out of nowhere, we get a note. Stop digging or your little cabin won't be so peaceful anymore. It's not even signed. My stomach drops. Next thing, Mr. Whitmore shows up at our door, nervous, looking over his shoulder. You deserve the truth about Lorraine, he whispers. He drops off a fat envelope. Meeting notes, proof of fake votes, evidence Lorraine's getting cash from some shady security outfit. He says, don't let her call another board meeting. That's when things go missing. He leaves out the back, ghost style. Now it's game on. That night, our power goes out, generators cut. 2 men come at the gate with gas cans. Laura hits the car alarm. I yell, and they run off, but they wanted to burn our gate down. Sheriff says this could go federal if we get enough proof. But every time we turn around, there's another threat. The next day, someone paints "Leave or we will" on our garage. Then, on our camera feed, we see Whitmore being dragged from his porch by masked men. I rush through the woods, wild, heart in my throat. Tackle one, scare off the other. Laura's following in the car. Deputies show up just in time. Whitmore's safe, but rattled. His shed, burned to the ground that night, documents gone. Or so we think. From the ashes, he finds a steel box with a flash drive, scans, emails, even videos of Lorraine threatening anyone who gets in her way. We take it to the sheriff, but that only pisses off the hornet's nest. Next morning, we get a dead squirrel nailed to our door with a note. Turn it in, and we'll turn you in. Our internet goes out, phone's dead, and when we look down at the lake, there's a mob coming. Torches, no joke, led by Lorraine. Laura locks the door. I grab the flash drive. And remember the emergency sat phone in the attic. Call the sheriff direct. He says, stay inside, we're coming. The mob starts smashing our gate. Neighbors I once trusted, Tom standing right there, crowbar in hand. My heart breaks. But then the deputies show, flood the place with lights, order everyone down. Lorraine pulls a smoke bomb, vanishes into the woods like some cartoon villain. We hand over all the evidence. A week later, sun's up, we're exhausted but alive. Then another note. She's not alone. Suddenly, every creek in the woods feels dangerous. Then an old man turns up in our shed, Arthur Kellerman, the original founder. He brings real, original documents. The land wasn't even meant to be part of the HOA. Lorraine had faked maps, invented rules, pushed people out to sell land through shell companies. He gives us a cassette tape, says it's her confession, and heads out to deliver it to the Attorney General. That night, the drama's not over. We catch 2 guys with a drone at our shed, spying, not burning. Then word comes. Arthur's truck found. But he's gone, cassette missing. We find a backup tape under our sink. Just as we're about to play it, Lorraine hacks our TV, threatens us, then goes silent. The tape spills everything. The HOA was never legal. Lorraine was using fear and fraud for a resort scam. She's got files stashed at a property under Lake Whisper Trust. Laura and I go in the dead of night, sneak through the woods, find the house. And yeah, Lorraine's there. We get inside, but she catches us, tases me, threatens Laura. Duke, our golden retriever, saves the day. Laura fights her off, but then Tom appears with a gun, torn between blackmail and loyalty. Just when it feels hopeless, sirens scream. Deputies burst in, arrest Lorraine and Tom, and tell us Arthur made it to the Attorney General after all. He'd sent a copy, used us as decoys, drew Lorraine out into the open. The land deal's dead. The board's over. Weeks pass. The lake's peaceful again. Duke's sleeping by a new gate we built ourselves. But every now and then, Laura looks out at the woods and says she's not alone. And I tell her, neither are we. So who's right, who's wrong? Does justice really win? Or is it just the loudest voice in the room? Tell me, would you fight for your little patch of earth, or let them drive you out? Drop your story in the comments. And hey, if you think HOA drama can't get any crazier, just wait. This is America. There's always another twist.